Niti Aayog last year tabled its report on telemedicine for livestock. It also has highlighted a shortage of approximately 41,000 veterinarians, and thus called for improving coverage via telemedicine, which is the need of the hour. So I would like to ask Madam Minister, through you, sir, what measures has the ministry or the minister taken in this context, including the regulation of telemedicine for livestock?
This question pertains to separate regulatory authority for veterinary drugs and medicine. Telemedicine is not related to it.
Question number 266.
We don't look into
कार्तिक पी चिदम्बरम, माननीय मंत्री जी,
Will of the House.
माननीय सदस्य.
It's disappointing that this NDA government, no data available government, does not have data on the number of people who are disabled who seek benefits from the Ayushman Bharat scheme. 4 to 5% of our country have some disabilities. Through you, I would like to know whether the government has got any special plans to make sure that everybody with disabilities is universally covered by this insurance scheme, and whether they have any plans on giving any support for those who have caregivers, and whether they will pay for those caregivers.
First of all, sir, government has all the data insofar as our eligible beneficiary base is concerned. We are covering bottom 40% population under this scheme, and disability, because the question pertains to disability, sir. I would like to first apprise the House through you and the honourable member, sir, that when we talk about the beneficiary base of PMJ, where do we derive the beneficiaries from? We derive it from the SEC data, we derive it from the RSBY, and we derive it from NFSA. Sir, under SEC data, we have 3 criteria. One is the automatic allocation category. Second is the deprivation criteria for the rural areas, under which D1, D2, D3, D4. If you go to D4, that is specifically for the disabled. So that criteria is disabled member and no able-bodied adult member. So disabled members or disabled persons under SEC have been included in this PMJ scheme. Also, sir, under NFSA, we have a criteria under which the Antyodaya Ann Yojana households also specify that disability will be the common inclusion criteria for the identification of priority household. Disabled persons who are heading a household which has no societal support or an assured means of subsistence, or disabled person himself who does not have a societal support or assured means of subsistence, they are also included under PMJ. So disabled members are included in different ways under these schemes, but we don't maintain a central repository of only the disabled members, but we have an overall figure which reflects how many people we are covering under this scheme. Also, sir, there are 13 states. I would like to apprise the honorable member. There are 13 states which follow universal health coverage. So every member within that state who's disabled also is covered under this scheme. And I would like to add that we have a health benefit package under PMJ. That package has been revised 5 times. So the new package of 2022 we have, that package includes 36 medical and surgical packages across 6 medical specialities, which are aimed at helping the disabled persons. And as reported by the state, more than 95,000 admissions across 27 disabilities, across 27 states have happened for the disabled persons. So we very much take care of the disabled persons by way of PMJ schemes, but in a different way.
Supplementary.
The question was whether they are going to support caregivers for disabled people. The minister didn't answer that, sir.
The question is about the caregivers. I would like to be very clear that Ayushman Bharat takes care of the curative part, not the rehabilitative part. So as far as the caregivers are concerned or the NGOs are concerned, they are mostly in the area of rehabilitation. This question and Ayushman Bharat is for curative part. And for curative part, the minister has given a very detailed answer about the packages, about the issue, about the areas where we intervene and we give support to the people.
श्री भर्तृहरि मेहताब, बी मेहताब, श्री मल्लू रवि।
Honorable Speaker, sir, through you, I want to
माननीय
know.
सदस्य प्लीज बैठो, एक बार बैठो, एक बार बैठो, आप बैठो। कभी भी जब नाम बोलते हैं, जब भी प्रश्न पूछते हैं, ठीक है ना, आप कई बार मैं देखता हूं कि आपका नाम नहीं लेते तो भी खड़े हो जाते हो। मल्लू रवि जी, आपको कह रहा हूं मैं।
Sir, thank you very much for giving the time to ask this. I want to know from the Honorable Minister whether there is any data available on the utilization by scheduled castes and scheduled tribes under this Ayushman Bharat scheme.
Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, I have already explained in my previous reply that we have different bases on which we select or identify the beneficiaries. We don't maintain a separate data for SC, ST, but if you go to the criteria that we have chosen under PMJ in the rural areas as well as in the urban areas. Rural areas we have deprivation criteria, urban areas we have occupational criteria, and there are certain categories of automatic allocation. Sir, I don't want to go into the details of every category, it will take time, but mostly it is the marginalized and vulnerable section of the society who are also SC, STs who are benefited because of this criteria majorly under this scheme.
267 Rao Rajendra Singh।
Question number 267.
माननीय मंत्री जी।
267, the statement is laid on the table of the House.
माननीय सदस्य।
May I ask the Honorable Minister, sir, that as there is a negative answer for all the first two queries about inclusion of HPV vaccine in the immunization program, then there is an utter confusion between the federal states of the union and the central government. You have innumerable number of letters coming from the government of Rajasthan to you, thanking you for including that, and while I get an answer saying that this is not a part of it. So there has to be an explanation to it. Will you please kindly clear whether HPV vaccine is a part of that or not? Otherwise, an amount of 400 crores were given to the state of Rajasthan, for which we were asking, particularly by way of communication, whether the logistic procurement program will be initiated by the government of India or should the state take it on its own. Thank you.
First of all, I would like to make the member clear that as far as the HPV program is concerned, the status is like this, that the National Technical Advisory Group of Immunization of 2022 has recommended for HPV vaccination. But at the same time, the government is having an active consideration on it, and there are logistic issues which has to be addressed. Number one, the issue is about the single dose and the double dose. The indigenous vaccine which we have here is double dose, and the vaccine which is being supported by external agencies is single dose. Number one. Number two, we have to also see to it the capacity to